The end of the wounded healer era. What your angels and guides want you to know is that there is no more wounding and victimization era. My name's Sonia Choquette. Welcome to my channel. We are in a really loaded month. December is bringing a close to so much and makes your head spin. If you've been to my channel before, welcome back. I'm so grateful you're here. Our community is fabulous. The people showing up are really the true lights of this planet. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. You've been guided here, and I hope that you get something truly affirming, truly empowering that will light something up in you to let you know who you are without question, without doubt. So let's get on to it. What the angels and guides and spirit teachers especially want you to know this December. 5 things. First, the wounded healer is over. Now, this was a concept that Carl Jung talked about, the incredibly magician, therapist, guide, analyst, unicorn, who really started to point out that we are soulful beings. And it resonates with the planet Chiron, which is the planet that takes us into woundedness. But the wounded healer is when you get trapped in the wound, and you go take care of others, and you empathize with them because you know how they feel, but you're not really helping yourself. You're just getting mired in more and more and more of this kind of needing affirmation from someone else's wound. Now, how do you know that you're a wounded healer and that you're rising? Well, first, you have a deep, deep, conscious compassion, connection, sensitivity, caring about human beings. That's 1. 2, when people are suffering, they don't have to tell you, you feel it. Sometimes so much so that it feels like you're getting electrocuted. 3, you feel called to do something, but the things you're doing are more tiring and exhausting. Even though you're trying your best to love and relieve people, it seems like it's quicksand. That's another one. 4, this feeling that you have a gift and you can change the world won't go away. You can't quite put your hand on it. A lot of you may have felt like, well, I need to be a doctor or therapist, but you can't really bring yourself to go to those traditional paths. They don't resonate. But that feeling that I'm here to help and not rescue, and that there is something I can do, and I truly understand how suffering is impacting people, is really foremost on your mind. And 4, we might be on 4, we might be on 5, I lost track, but next is the feeling that you never quite feel joy. You want other people to feel joy. You even might facilitate other people feeling joy. You might be everybody's best friend, the dial-a-crisis person, the counselor, the person that people go to and call in a crisis, and maybe even dump on a little bit, overindulge, overuse. Those are the wounded healer signs. Well, guess what? You are bringing a close to this, and you are now being given a chance in this month of December to say, okay, I'm a wounded healer, not because I'm broken, not because I suffered and can't get over it, but because I have aligned myself on a soul level to go to the depths of human experience and really be directly exposed to some of the darkest shadows. Not so I'll be broken, not so I'll stay there, but so I'll rise, find my way back to power and light so that I can lead others. The other transformation that I call wounded healers are shamans. Shamans are basically people who went to hell and find their way back, who've experienced such really dark and painful, emotional, traumatic experiences, but return to the light and to wholeness. That's where wounded healers are going. It's you're being invited in December to say enough. No more letting my wound keep rewounding me. No more wallowing and only attracting other wounded people and just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and it's just endless. No more looking backward. And really not say don't look backward, but really be done with wanting to. Can you imagine being done with wanting to look backward? Reframing your experiences. The guides are saying it's really important now to reframe your experiences, not as mistakes or not as being the victim of unconscious people, but as your initiation. On a soul level, you came with the intention that if I study the human condition, I eventually can help elevate it. So that might be you. You might be feeling now, I'm ready now to take all I've been through, all I've experienced, all the pain, all the trauma, and really elevate it. Really turn it into something that can be useful for other people. Some of the wounds have been really unimaginably painful. I have a beautiful client that I worked with for many years who had the experience of a loss of a child, just a very little one in the last few months, and just unimaginable pain, sweetness, and yet some part of her has found divine support and grace and inspiration, and most of all, connection with the soul. So that she says, though I miss her dearly here, I'm connected. That is it. That soul that was her child in this lifetime is now her teacher, pulling her into this frequency where she will ultimately, she says, ultimately, I know I'm supposed to help other people who have no framework, no soul understanding of loss, especially loss of through a death or through untimely death. So this is what's happening, is this deep, deep insight and inspiration and wisdom is starting to drop into people. So ask yourself if that deepening is happening to you. Here are some of the ways in which you know it's happening to you, that your guides are helping you, that things that might have been hard to forgive, even get over, even stop thinking about or dwelling on, seem to be fading into the background. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's something about that that just doesn't take the life force out of you anymore. That's your soul taking over, and your personality and your ego self calming and releasing. So if that's happening to you, that's so exciting. Another exciting thing to start paying attention to, and I know this is just stretching you in every which way, in every direction, is the urge to start verbally expressing what your intuition is without fear. This is another way that that the energy of the sensitive and the empath who's been really acutely conscious and aware. It's sort of like my guides call you kind of like turtles without shells. Start getting your shells, start getting your energy field start strengthening. And you will find that the strengthening of your energy comes from acknowledging, this is what I feel and I don't need to explain it. So I want you to watch out for, one of the things that I teach and the guides have had me teach is, watch out for when you share your intuition. Don't preface it with, I can't explain this, because you're almost disqualifying or saying it's not legitimate. Just instead say, the only way I can explain this is my inner guidance and it's real. Don't say, I don't know where I'm getting this, because you do. It's coming from your soul. So say, my soul is guiding me, and sorry, we don't talk about the soul, but it is the channel coming through. That will give you the energetic boundary that the wound itself did not have. You are becoming a leader, and one of the ways in which you go from wounded healer to leader, guide, teacher, which the world sorely needs and will be asking for, is to know who you are and to claim what you know fearlessly. And if someone doesn't approve, okay, doesn't matter. If you don't approve, I don't live for your approval. I've lived my whole life with disapproval, and I can tell you eventually you see that someone's approval is overrated. People don't get who other people are. They only get what they are. So I remember once I had a client, I actually was teaching a class. And this was an interesting class because one of the things that my teachers, my guides have always insisted when I teach classes is to introduce music and dance as part of it, because that's when the spirit embodies. So it anchors in. It's not just on your head. Well, one guy, when I introduced dance, flipped out. His ego is so offended that we would dance. Like, what kind of ridiculousness is this? And he actually grabbed the microphone out of my hand in front of the class and said, "This is absurd. You're making fools of all of us," and stormed out. Now, my teachers always said that the fool in the king's court was a safe one because the fool was the one that told the truth. So I knew when he said, "You're making fools out of us," that was my guide saying, and that's okay. You're relieving everybody of their ego and inviting them to reclaim their spontaneity. It's part of the way I've taught through many, many different classes around the world. Well, guess what? He stormed out and everyone watched him and looked at me, and I stood there for a minute, and then I just kept teaching. No one else left. It was actually a wonderful class. But guess what? 6 years later, who do you think is sitting in the front row of my class but that same guy? I didn't confront him or say anything. I was just happy he came back. So apparently between when he walked out, when he came back, he had changed his vibration and was ready to rise and reclaim spontaneity, which is what dancing is. So if you were wounded, look for the signs that you're getting over it. You're less challenged by people's disapproval, less interested. You don't need to be right. You start to have compassion and understand everybody's just where they are. You're more detached, less reactive, super clear guidance. You have better boundaries. You're less dragged under. That's another one, just less dragged under by the vibration around you. You feel powerful enough to leave if it's a toxic vibration. You may be waking up at night. A lot of guidance is coming through. Solar flares, there's whole kinds of vibrational shifts. We're ending a big cycle. A lot is going on vibrationally. So, okay, let's just be aware. If you wake up, don't freak out. Pray, take a shower, write, listen to music, but don't worry. Just give it to God. Give it to your higher self. It's energy purging. It's energy leaving you. And then just think about this. If I weren't afraid, who would I be? If I wasn't so busy figuring out what would I put my energy into, and just dive into that, say it out loud. Dream beautiful dreams. Don't get caught in dread and fear and the low vibrations. Dream beautiful dreams. Write beautiful stories. Imagine that you are a beautiful, empowered soul because you are being invited to become that. I am invited and have mentioned in the last few times, and I'll mention it again. Next month, I'm going to start opening the doors for the certification to train people at the level I had been trained. Really high. So it's not sentiment. It's not confusion. It's not transference. It's not emotion. It's not even telepathy. It's the ability to really tune in on a soul level, to energy, to frequency, to vibration, to know the difference between ego and spirit in a moment, to help to clear your own field, to bring other people back to their authentic frequency, and to be empowered. Not to talk to story and be caught forever in the downward spiral. Just purge. Really big deal to just be clear. So imagine that everything that's been wounded is now done. That was a classroom. It's not an identity. I don't have to save anyone. And the truth is, you can't. I don't have to take on other people's pain to feel important. Because the truth is, it'll just cause you more pain. It'll just hold you back. And it won't help them grow. The truth is, you have guides. Ask your higher self. Ask your angels, your healing teams in spirit. Call it my healing teams in spirit, your teacher guides. Call them forward, my teacher guides. If you need help, if you need community, please consider joining my community. I have a beautiful community called the Good Vibe Tribe. I come in every month and my daughters come on and teach every month, and we have lessons every day, and I take you through classes 3-4 times a year, and we have meditations and prayers, and it's busy in learning how to be comfortably, publicly high vibe. So if you feel isolated, it's a beautiful community. Click the link below for the Good Vibe Tribe. You know, this is the time where we are supposed to have community, connection, collaboration to rise. But do know, if you're an empath, if you're a sensitive, if you've been a wounded sensitive, a wounded healer, that era is over. And you can now become grounded, boundaried, empowered, wise, and really help others. And you might feel this in your bones. If this has helped you, please write in the notes exactly what you want to do, exactly how you want to be in the world. Write those notes down because they will come to pass. Put in the notes what your soul is telling you, what you're letting go, and what your powers are. Claim them. And if you want to check out the Good Vibe Tribe, or you want to check out the certification, click the link below. If you know who you are, write it in the notes so we can celebrate you. And even more importantly, even very much more importantly, give us a thumbs up and join it and subscribe so we can have more of this kind of conversation going forward into the new year. So exciting. Thanks for tuning in. All my love.